video. We've got all sorts going on. We've had plants go in, no plants coming out. We've had fixing things, things breaking down, grass cutting, mowing, everything. Enjoy the video. Morning, how you doing? Back to another week of it. We're filming on the phone at the moment because I don't have the GoPro. Well, I do have the GoPro, but I forgot the memory card. So I'm just having a quick walk up the pumpkin area where we've sown the seed. Now this is the new seed area, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yes, in the new seed area. Not any signs of anything yet, but these did go in slightly later than the other seed. So it'll be hopefully something coming up this week. Now we got, as you saw, a busy week last week. The school came down and planted there. There we go. Fantastic. First one. First that I've found of our new seeds. So there is 7 different varieties in here, which should all be mostly mixed together. We kind of tried to plant them at random as much as we could, so that'll create a nice experience when people come to pick them. So yeah, as I was saying, busy week last week. We had the school down and they got their things planted. That was absolutely amazing. I've just been watering over the weekend to try and give them a little bit of a head start, a helping hand to get things in the right direction. They are slightly wilted, but they're going to have a bit of a culture shock because they've come from oh, there's the hair. You see it? There's the hair. That's probably the thing that's mostly been eating any pumpkins which have come up, but soon there should be enough that it doesn't really matter. It's nice to have him around. So yeah, their plants have been in a lovely warm classroom and then suddenly been kicked outside into the cold. So I don't blame them for not wanting to look too brilliantly, but they'll get there. Temperatures are fairly warm now. It's Sunday morning, about 7:30, and it's really comfortable. So yeah, we're getting there. We'll have a good week and a bit of all sorts going on. I need to try and get my head around a watering system, which if you've been watching the shorts, you'll see which what issues I'm having. Yeah, we'll get that developed. I'm ideally hoping I could try and find a nice cheap PTO powered one, and then I can use the tractor so I don't have to try and run a generator or anything. So we'll kind of get that puzzled out this week and sorted, and we'll go from there. There might be all sorts going on. Other than that, on Tuesday I'm going to look at a contracting, so this video will come out after that. A contracting job for doing some mowing, which I did a couple of years back. So that should be quite cool. See how that goes, and we'll keep you up to date. Morning. Down the field today on a Monday. Just come down early on just to give them pumpkins a water which we planted with the school. I've got my chief inspection officer with me. So this is Maple, my dog. And she's currently down thinking that she can see a hare, so she's now dragging me down the field. So yeah, lovely morning, a bit cooler today, that's good. A bit more overcast, less direct sun, so it'd be really nice if we got a bit of rain. We had a tiny little bit of spatter the other day, but nothing really much is going to go from there. Bit of a change on the big tractor today, and we just need to swap from the pickup hitch to the clevis pin, so I'll just show you. This is an extendable drawbar. Not very big in any of these bits. So extendable drawbar pulls out, and it goes in. What's that say? It controls on the pedal. moving some things around today, so I just had to swap the linkage over to the clevis bin, so I've got to move an old forage harvester. Just having to tidy up behind one of the barns up here. There's quite a lot going on today, so there's a lot of vehicles around, so I'm just going to come down and pick up this forage harvester. It's down here. Take the pin up for a second. There we go. Let's get this chopped up. Too high. Let's just drop this. Because I've used the fender controls, just need to wait for this one to come to life. There we go, that lifts up, and that allows me to drop the there we go, that's one. That now. Let's drag this thing down the yard. Well, it's not going to like going over this bump stuff. So this is an old forage harvester which has been modified to be a mower. And it's an absolute pig to tow. This is so far offset. Now working as a plough. Evening. Just doing a bit of planting up into the seed trays. This is a seed order, has arrived today, which is great because we really need to get this stuff going. There's a bit of all sorts arrived, as if you've seen it. If not, look up on Instagram. There's a picture of what's arrived with all the packets. And it's like here I'm just about to plant spinach, so we've gone for mostly the organically grown seed because I've thought that the organic, although we're not selling it as fully organic, but we're going organic principles, the organic seed might be a bit more hardy and less tolerant, less dependent on sprays and chemicals of what the normal commercial seed is. It costs slightly more, but to be honest, it's not too bad. So in this packet of seed here, there is 2,500 seeds, which are tiny little ones. So this is spinach. I go in and think I just said that. I've just finished some black kale, and I've got 4 more trays of stuff, and then the other things, we've got some spring onions, I think we've got some rocket and stuff, yeah, rocket, oh no, that's rockets to go in. There's some other stuff over there which we're going to plant directly into the ground. I think I'm going to try and plant some of these directly into the ground as well, but we'll just have to see how that goes. Just compare the homegrown ones in the trays, or the ones planted directly into the ground, and just see which does better. So they're really easy to plant, are these. You just need a couple of them. Now these are the same trays that we used for the midges, for the pumpkins. So that one there was a pumpkin blanco. So I'm just putting the seeds in and just dropping one in per plug, and then it makes it really easy when we go to plant them out. So today was a crazy busy day. I didn't manage to get anything really done too much. If you see my short, I managed to get covered in mud, which was quite funny as I was moving some stuff around on the farmyard. So that was entertaining, and resulted in me having to get a wash before I went and did the clubs with the kids after school and things we needed to do. I've also today been to look at some contract work I've been asked to do. So I went up and had a look around at this place. So it's to do some topping of some pretty rough ground, really steep as well, and then some fertiliser spreading. So we'll be getting on with that as soon as they get this fertiliser, because what they're going to do is they'll provide that. So once that's arrived, we'll get onto that fairly quickly. So we're going to try and do kind of smaller, more regular doses of the fertiliser we need. Not nitram. We don't want everything to go crazy, so we're wanting to build up the good health in the soil and the root. It's been pretty barren ground, to be honest, neglected for a lot of years. Whereas back in the day, they used to grow wheat on that area. I do believe, from what the owner was saying. And the kind of interesting thing is, I'm going to be using one of their tractors. So rather than the tractors on the farm, I'm going to be using a crawler tractor that they've got. So let me just write this. Spinach. Right, that's Popeye fuel. So yeah, we're going to be using their crawler tractor because the ground is pretty steep, so we don't want to be falling over or anything like that. So that's going to be the first time that I've driven one of those with the steering wheel. I've done ones before with near a load of bees behind me in the rhododendron, with levers, but never one with the steering wheel. So and in other news, last night I spotted a farmer up on Instagram in Ireland, Southern Ireland. I think it's Southern Ireland. I do apologise if it's not. Who was planting the pumpkins, and they were planting them in plugs, so in this kind of form, but massive trays. So I sent him a quick message to ask him just what was the make of the drill that they're using for putting. Oh wow, these are tiny seeds. So compared to them last ones, this is the rocket seed, which is absolutely minuscule. So they're going to be a bit of fun. Just to ask them what it was, and they ended up spending the whole evening messaging backwards and forwards, giving me loads of information about how they do it. It's a farm called Ballymadfarm. So they're up on Instagram. I'll try and put a link, if I can work out how that works, in the comments. Give them a follow. Really interesting what you do. If you're in that neck of the woods, they do cut flowers, pumpkins, and they did something else. Oh, seasonal veg. So similar to like what we're doing here, I think. They seem really well set up. Their cut flowers look absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, give them a follow, and oops, dropped a load into that. And yeah, see what they're up to. Also, that kind of got me thinking. Last year, I reached out again to another farm which I saw on Instagram called the Village Pumpkin Pick Your Own, and they do sunflowers as well. And they're in North Derbyshire, which is not far. My parents did live in North Derbyshire for a short while, and they, again, I asked a simple question. I think it was about whether they severed their pumpkins prior to the harvest, and they give me so much information, and it's really nice that people are so forthcoming with this information. I'm fairly new to this. I've grown veg since I was a kid, like at home in the veg patches. We've got a veg patch that's going over there. So I've always done a bit, but never anything on this scale. So to try and kind of do the scaling up. Now, our scaling up has not actually scaled up that much. We're still doing quite a lot of things manual. rather than what was that one? That was rocket, wasn't it? Rather than using the machinery. Obviously we've got limited bits of machinery, you've seen most of it already. Let me just write this, sorry, rocket. So it's kind of interesting to see the difference in, you know, once you start scaling these things up, and where you can go from there, and what's next. You know, if we make, you know, some money at the end of this, and we sell plenty of pumpkins on the day and plenty grow, and there's lots of variables, we can then look to invest back into it, and maybe look for some bits and pieces of kit, and just to make our lives a bit easier, and to produce better product for you, and also better you know, footage for this as well. So the next one to go in is lettuce, salad bowl, so kind of like the fluffy ones, really nice. So we've been asked to, with the lettuces, we've been asked to grow for a local cafe, which is really cool. Now this is the first time that I've grown anything on a commercial scale like that. So we've had a couple of trays. I've tried putting some stuff into the ground as well. So I'm giving this a shot, and we're also going to put some of these in the ground, although these are really small seeds which might struggle to go through the drill. So we'll have to, well, yeah, we'll work that out as it goes along. It might be easier planting these as plugs, because it's far easier to deal with the seeds here, although I do think most of these holes that I'm doing here have ended up with 2 in them, so we'll see what comes up. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to say, you know, how really nice it is that people are so willing to give information. The people at Ballymad also said they'd love to come to the Isle of Man, and I did say to them, you know, if they ever do make it across here, by all means, you know, get in touch and see if we can meet up, and I can show them what I'm doing, and see if they've any advice, or, you know, from there. So like I keep saying, you know, it's all the learning experience. I'm missing a tray. I'm in tray short. Learning experience for me, and, you know, for you guys as well, and you know, really appreciating the follows and the shares and everything which we've got going on up on social media. So I am looking into other things we can do, and various things, you know, things have been mentioned to me, so with the likes of Patreon and stuff. So I don't really know what any of it is, so I'm learning as fast as pretty fast, to be honest. You know, we've been going for a week and a half now on the channel, and I think I only decided to do it literally about 5 days before I started it, so I only started making footage 2 weeks since. So we're definitely getting there. I think we've got that's kind of how you spell ball, not quite. We've got, I think it's 16 subscribers or 15 subscribers, and quite a lot of watchers on videos. Not many likes, but I'm sure that'll come with time. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm going to try and keep doing as much footage, but I want it to be interesting for you guys and not just boring. So I'm going to try and do a bit more footage of us working the field. So I've got I'm going to be doing the planting with the drill on Thursday evening, I think, so I'll try and get some good footage of things going on there. And I had some footage of the weeder yesterday, which hopefully you've seen in the video already. So yeah, we'll see where we end up, and we'll try as best and hope that these grow pretty quickly, and we'll go from there. This is one of my favourite places to mow. Just love putting this path through here. This is just done for one of my clients, obviously not very much on the pumpkin planting, but absolutely amazing. Now this is a field which is cut for hay, and we just cut a little path through it, ready for their dog walks. They live just in a house just down the way, and yeah, it's absolutely stunning, is this. But the amount of wildflowers, there's vetch and all sorts growing in here, is wonderful. And this isn't planted as a wildflower meadow, this is just the way it is, but the way the wind moves the top of the grass is phenomenal. So yeah, enjoy A little bit of footage to music of me doing some of the mowing. Gonna have a check on the deck. So it just has a horrible noise going past a bit of old broken wall. Pull the deck out from underneath. Now it's not the best conditions of this deck, but it's better than notice. Yeah, not in the best conditions. Wet grass, love it. But yeah, the blades have had a little bit of a dunch. So a couple of big chunks missing. So just give them a quick sharpen up. Best I can. I'll try and do it without taking them off. Better put some of them on. Obviously sharpen all properly, they should be taken off, balanced and ground down evenly, but I'm just going to carry on cutting the rest. Stretch of the imagination, but it's better than it was. Nice bit of an edge on them, cleaned off. Obviously the deck needs a bit of attention. I'll get that bolted back on at some point. That's a repair that I did on it. Could really do to put a new deck on this, but it doesn't get used that much. It does this lawn, some bits down at the farm, and my lawn at home, and that is it. So I'm not really going to be spending too much money. I am contemplating getting a set of mulching blades for it. So that comes with a mulching plug there. The blades are designed to bounce the grass. They've got like a shape in them. A lot of home mowers now mulch, which means I don't have to collect it. So I can take the collector off. And it's then returning everything back onto the ground as well, which is really nice. You just need to make sure you cut in a bit more regularly. Ooh, that dent's a little bit close. This is trouble. You know, it's very easy to hit stuff and bend things, and it's not as close as that one. They touch the blades, and it causes all sorts of issues. But yeah, done. Now to get that back on.